everybody, I'm Dr. Karen Makowski. I'm the leading investigator in any of my cases, parapsychology or paranormal investigations. Welcome, and we have company, and I'm going to have to work around her because this is her house. I just live here. So she just does what she wants. Okay, are you staying there? Okay, thank you. So, now, so today's video is, here we go. Hi there. Hello. So this, Mia is with me today. Now, I've got so much. If I start touching my face a lot, it's because there's energy. It's not because there's like deceit and all that kind of crap. No, good Lord, seriously, it's energy. I know people like to rigorously sit on the other side going, let's check out the body language. Yeah, okay, don't know everything. It's just energy. Not to mention that I'm a face toucher. So there you go. Man, I get that a lot. It's really weird. Like, you're a face toucher. It's like, and? Yeah. Now, again, energy. Plus, I'm working with energy all the time. I'm always tapped into 5D. So I'm going to naturally get, like, energy coming at me. I like it a lot. So it has nothing to do with, like, body language experts and crap like that. Anyway, regardless of that, it's just a little bit of a... put that out there. So this video is literally this is based on my sort of these have become cases when it comes to human trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking. These are those cases. I've been working on so many just lately, and there's clearly a reason why I'm working on them, and I'm seeing a lot of information in them too. So this sort of series is based on all of these types of cases. I feel like I'm sort of like my higher source, and I'm shown a lot more is one, because obviously I'm, if I do get locations, just like the recent one, the Arrow alert with the young boy in Phoenix. I mean, I sent that to police department straight away. Because, sometimes if there are IID cases, I mean, that's intuitive intelligence, right? Regardless of what you believe in, I really don't care. None of my business. So, but I get a lot of information for a reason. I get in-depth information. I get to sort of, sometimes I can be foreseeing what's coming, or how to avoid, or what to look for. Or if they become cold cases, there's still data that I'm able to get and see and hear and feel, etc. That makes it, it's because a case has gone stagnant or cold for a reason. So, but I mean, I've been questioning my higher source lately, like, why am I working? And we know why. I mean, I know, everybody knows why, because we're understanding what's going on in the world, and this area needs to be combated big time. Like, human trafficking, we are literal slaves. Like, you seriously think worrying about past slavery and stuff like that, that's like a fraction compared to what's happening today. We are slaves and we don't even know it, because we're so disillusioned by this disgusting evil system. I'm not going to get into this system. I talk about it enough for people to understand it. So research it, look at my matrix system, watch my other videos, I discuss it all the time. But we are literally enslaved. Until you free your mind, you're not free at all as a human being. You have to free your mind. And then when you free your mind, you'll free yourself and escape the matrix system. But you've got to understand how the world works. So, but this is a part of it. This is one area. It's a billion. I personally think it's $1 trillion industry, but it's probably just billions. It does not matter. It's disgusting. And anything to do with children and things like this, it disgusts me. So I feel like I'm having to see more and experience more, and it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. But I have a very strong constitution, and I'm obviously chosen for this, to do this job. But I feel like I'm doing a lot more of these sort of cases because there's a huge fight going on. We're in the midst of a battle of this, and I feel like every single person, collective, it should be a global movement right now. If you've been watching the Sound of Freedom, you've got to go and see. I mean, I watched it on the 3rd of July, and so when the night before it actually kicked off. Oh God, I mean, it was emotional for me. I was like, I don't care. I went alone. I do many things alone because I have a great relationship with myself. I date myself and everything, so it's great. But The cinema was packed, and there was a lot of guys walking out emotional, and it has to make you cry. It has to hurt you emotionally, especially because, not to mention the fact that probably 90% of the people in the cinema that night were probably parents, and they needed a wake-up call. They needed an education on what's really going on in this world and how unsafe your children are and how easy it is. So there was a lot of, like I say, grown men walking out emotional, and I was like teary-eyed. I was, I knew before I even got there I was going to be emotional, and I don't care about being emotional because, I'm an empath, and two, I have a huge heart. So, and I'm not even a mother, I'm not even a parent, so can you imagine if it's emotional for me? It should be hurting parents, and this should be a global movement by now. There should be global marches and everything. You've got to be doing more. You can't just go and watch The Sound of Freedom. You can't just understand what's going on with this human slavery, child trafficking, right, and go, well, I went to see it, I understand now, and that's it. No. Now you start fighting back. Well, this is my small way of how I fight this evil system, because it's part of a system, and it goes all the way to the top. I mean, the dregs of society are the little errand boys and errand girls, and they are evil, and they're the ones stealing your children. For those right at the top. There's a huge, you've got to understand this world, seriously. But I don't fear these people. They are irrelevant. So they're evil, cowards, scum anyway. I don't care how high up they are. They are evil, cowards, scum. And what they're involved in is evil. And I don't fear evil at all. I don't fear anything or anyone. I don't fear death. You're joking, right? So you've got to get on the side. You've got to get on the fighting side. You've got to get on the right side, that light side, seriously. And it's really important. So I feel like every single person should be watching that movie, because it's not even graphic. It's not like, it will pull at your heartstrings because it's the reality. But it's the first steps to getting an education, because it's a rabbit hole you do need to go down. Every adult with a child needs to go down that rabbit hole. So this is, for me, The Sound of Freedom was the first step for people that have been so asleep for so long and blind to the reality of it. It's a great way to, introduce yourself to the reality of what's really going on. Because even though it's not at your doorstep yet, that does not mean it's not going to come to your doorstep at some point. It's as simple as that. The people that have lost their children, right, they probably thought the same, well, it's not on my doorstep, so I don't care. Now it's happened to them. It's like, yeah, you should care. It can happen to anybody. So, so I feel like I'm part of this fight. I feel like I'm part of this huge battle against this. And it's a great war that we will have to win, right? Because if we don't, these people are going to continue to kidnap your children. The worst case, and every worst thing that can happen to them, sacrifice them and everything. Oh, I'm trying to minimize certain words I'm saying, because I feel like YouTube's just watching me going, oh, we don't like words like that. Plus, some of them are part of the system, so you'll know what I mean. Everything's integrated. Everything's interconnected to this. It's disgusting. And I'm trying not to get too passionate as well, where no. Because I've got a soldier's mouth, and unfortunately that's not going to change, especially when I get really passionate and angry, because it should be making people angry. Pretty much this series is, so all I'm going to do is the links. Just keep it really simple as I'm sort of explaining what some of these cases are. This is just the human trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking cases that I work on. So just click that, in the description box below, you can just click the links and watch all of the videos, because they're all up there anyway, but I just wanted to keep it all in one area. So just this series is based off that. I am already working on a series called Cult and Satanic Worshipping and Satanic Killings and Murders and things like this. So I'm already working on that sort of series, but this is just this. Now I'm constantly working on these sort of cases anyway, so obviously there's going to be another series coming up at some point. But when it comes to this industry, this evil industry, you've got to find a way to get involved. It's horrible. And it's happening. And it's been happening for a very long time. And it's got to stop. So the underground club, just that alone is enough to make you feel, it should make you feel nauseated. Or if you're wondering why young women are going missing and held captive and children, there you go. And a lot of people know about that sort of thing too, these sort of places. And obviously they know about it because they go to them. And some of them are celebrities. They are disgusting human beings. And then obviously so CCMP 17, that is about, that was disturbing. That was a while ago actually. I believe that was in 2021. That was American girls being sex trafficked, either stolen, abducted from the States and sent to Europe, to Belgium, Brussels and Germany. Or they were already on vacations and they were abducted while they were in Europe. They were held against their will, sex trafficked, and they were sex trafficked to military men in the brothels. So basically, military guys apparently having sex with their own American girls in brothels in Europe who've been trafficked. When that reality comes out and the truth about that comes out, you should, if you've been messing around with any trafficked woman who was one of your own in a different country, thinking because you're in a different country and it doesn't zip code and all that it's not wrong. It's as wrong as it gets. But when you find out they've been trafficked and kidnapped and held against their will for your pleasure, if you're not sick to your stomach, you are the worst type of piece of shit on this planet in male form. Because these could be your daughters. But then again, you men don't care. It's all about sex, isn't it? Creatures. So that was a really disturbing. I understand what's going on there. I've seen everything in Iraq. Military, contractors, men going to brothels. Right. Mm-hmm. It's not like, seriously. Whatever. But that was really disgusting. And it was weird because the way they were held in different European countries and just sort of moved around. There's no literal state lines, but they were moving from country to country, just moved around. And then held in this house building of waiting in this brothel, right? This huge house. And then deciding, where do we distribute these girls to next? Disgusting. But these were American girls. And I got names and everything. And I feel like I was connecting to a frequency of one that had already, she was deceased, but she was sort of showing me everything and showing me what was going on. Other girls and things like this and what was really happening. Oh my God. I came out of that one in absolute tears. It's disgusting. Happens every day and it's really sad. But again, there's a higher hierarchy. There's like a chain where this one was happening. There was people of importance, people in the military, higher uppers and everything. They were very aware of this. And this was designed for that reason. There's no getting away from the truth. Once you know the truth, and if you want to close your eyes after that, that's on you. I don't know. That's you might think you'd be able to go back to sleep at night and sleep well. Again, you're not going to care unless it's at your doorstep. But when it comes to your doorstep, then you're going to care. It'll be too late, because the same people I'm discussing and telling you about now, these are the same people that are going to do it to yours. When it comes to your doorstep, these are the same people involved. So hopefully you'll have an ounce of sympathy for the people who deal with this all the time. I pray to God it doesn't happen to anybody, because it needs to stop. But closing your eyes isn't going to make this go away at all. Weird, because I'm sort of coming across cases like the recent one, the dark side of cheerleading. I definitely feel like that's going to come to the light very soon. I think we're going to hear a lot about sexual assaults and trafficking in that industry. Right, like I said, my videos are out there for a reason. They're all time-stamped and everything, right? So I feel like that was a PDPC case anyway. So that's a predicted data case. So expect, as this sort of disgusting, evil industry starts to really collapse. There's a lot of industries and areas that you wouldn't even think is happening in is happening in them, right? So I feel like cheerleading, because gymnastics was just a small part of that. Cheerleading is going to be a big one. And then obviously I do a lot. I mean, again, Amber Alerts. I would love to just spend a large percentage of my time getting the Amber Alert and then actually doing the sort of instant remote viewing, like real-time remote viewing, astral traveling, doing what I do. I mean, without being in the car or being busy, because that's why I can't connect to the frequencies. But if I had more time where I wasn't, I had that time to focus on them. But then again, we don't know when our alert's going to come in anyway. But when I do connect to a victim with an Amber Alert, it's like, oh God, and I can do it. Like, I'm not distracted or anything. I'm on it. I'm on it, right? I'm literally on it. Again, energy frequencies. You do not need to be deceased for me to connect to your energy frequency. You're an energy source. Your soul is your literal energy source. You're a frequency. It's just for me to tap into your energetic frequency, connect to it. And to be honest, when you start sort of tapping into people's frequencies, when you start really sort of connecting to energy, you can start using that beautiful telepathy. It's like, to me, it's like an easy ability. It's one of for me personally speaking, I think it's one of the most basic, easy human abilities we've got to connect with each other. So all of that comes into play when I'm connecting to a frequency. So. But again, when I'm working on a real-time Amber Alert, it's like I'm following that energy frequency of that child. I'm not leaving that child's frequency. I'm gathering data as that child's being moved around. So descriptions, if I'm hearing names, that name's getting written down. If I'm seeing street names, that street name is getting written down. There's so much we can do with we are an amazing species. You just don't know it. Now, then I was discussing a case, sex trafficked in Spain and the Canary Islands. Oh, good Lord. I've been to these places. I used to go to these places all the time, so I know how easy it is to do this. So it's very, it's just awful how easy it is and you just want to have a different life. You want to do something different. You want to work in the bars. You want the beautiful European, the holiday lifestyle and everything, but it's so seedy and evil. So, ladies, you've got to be careful. So that case is CCMP 44. So that's on this. Again, all of these are part of this series. So now the other one. I'm working on another case right now in the same area in Arizona in Lake Havasu. This case, this is more intricate. This is part of the problem. Now, this was literally about a silenced lap dancer, because she was part of a baby selling trafficking ring, human trafficking ring. She knew about it and she was silenced because of what she knew. And the only reason, the situation I was seeing when you watch the video is basically her pimp, the bar manager, the club manager, evil pimp, right? It's all the other pimps. Obviously, there was a relationship going on with this man and this lap dancer, this woman, this dancer. But she caught all this. Her death was because she found him. She caught him in a bar in Lake Havasu, chatting up other women, and she just lost it. But because of what she was saying, because she was probably under the influence of drugs and alcohol, and his bouncers, right, his little bodyguards, more likely. But because of what she was shouting, like, I know about the babies and I know everything, she pretty much sealed her own. And it was awful, and nobody deserves that. But it was because of what she knew about and what she was involved in. And it was all to do with baby selling market, human trafficking, child trafficking. It's a collective effort. This is a full collective effort, a global collective effort, and there has to be more. We can do more. But make us do something small. It doesn't matter if it's small. At least you know you're doing something. So, enjoy the series, and like I say, if you do like any of my sort of videos and my beautiful stuff, and just like I say, hit that little bell, because I'm always putting videos up. Like, share. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Why not? Be part of my little movement, my little collective movement. Why not? Come join me. So other than that, I will see you all again very soon.